Guys, deluded. I'm the greatest YouTuber at what I do. I mean, it's a fact now. It's a fact. Like, it is a fact. But let's crack on, man. Now, like anyone in the top four, specifically in the Premier League or the top six, we all want to win leagues. We all want to win titles. The carrot for me, obviously, Arsenal are a long way around it, away from it, and things like that. But we'd all like to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and just about everything we can possibly get. Specifically, we all want to get in the top four and things like that in the domestic league. So yeah, obviously we all remember what's happened to Arsenal the last 2 years. If you haven't been watching football, we haven't got in the top four for years of getting in the top four under Wenger. Many years where we shouldn't have, and it was by rated, and it was called a trophy in the sense of many things. And the same players and fans base that mocked us now are dying for the top four. So what can we say? Arsenal were revolutionists at that period. But what could I say? Like, in regards to Arsenal getting the top four, at this current moment in time in July the 18th or whatever, my opinion could change with pre-season and the run of games. But I thought I'd make a bit about my feelings in regards to the top four. Firstly, my head is telling me no. My brain is telling me top five, maybe sixth. Hope for fourth. We can do certain things. My heart is telling me fourth. My brain believes first and foremost everybody in the top six can win that league and everyone can get top six. With all Arsenal are in disarray, to say the least, over the last 2 years. You could make crisis of other clubs like Chelsea, etc. But I honestly believe that everyone in the top six can. They've all got plus points against other teams, and they've all got negatives. It's just down to how it comes down to how motivated in your application. Because even if with the league title, when last did we see a title challenge? Probably 0-12 between United and City when it went down to the last day. Other than that, it's been Leicester, Chelsea, City. They've all ran away with the league after leading the way at a certain period. So by that logic, and top four is constantly changing. Liverpool have probably gone ahead of Spurs, Arsenal, and even Chelsea now. But I do believe it comes down to how bad you want it, how consistent are you going to be. Obviously, in regards to Arsenal, we're behind specifically Spurs and Liverpool in regards to being tenacious, covering ground, pressing from the front, all of these things, which is backed up by our players finally doing double sessions now, to my knowledge. If all the things that Unai Emery needs to come and implement and all of these things and the players, for me, if the players buy into his tactics and buy into his way of thinking like Klopp and Pochettino's players, you have a chance. It comes down to consistency, tenacity, desire, hunger, application. These are all things that it doesn't matter how good your ability is. Obviously, we can't not talk about the ability of having quality players, because quality players that City have in abundance dig you out of games and things and win you games you shouldn't have won and draw you games you should have lost and things like that. But it comes down to me for your consistency. You need to be consistent. Arsenal, for large parts of last season, wasn't consistent, specifically away from home. Clubs worse than us were, which is backed up by why we had one of the worst away records. You need to be tenacious, specifically away from home. You saw other fans could get on top of us and our players would cower. You need to be tenacious from start to finish in your application, home or away. Your desire. All of these players will tell you they want to get top four and stuff like that. But for the last 2 years, we have to say you didn't want it bad enough. You didn't want it bad enough. We'd all like to be DG. We'd all like to be someone. And I could say I want to grow my fan base and expand my YouTube knowledge and my damn right content. I could just say that, or do I constantly bring out vids and stuff? That shows you the motivation. These players, it's like winning the lottery. Everybody wants to be rich. Few people want to invest their money, take risks financially with investing, live frugally. People don't want to do that. It's like winning the league title or getting top four. It's all fine and dandy saying you want to do it, but it's about grinding. It's about making it from August to December, getting out of that December period, early January with something to somewhat still in the pack. January to April, you fight, you make sure you're still in the money, and then from April to May, it's a straight furlong. You just make sure, squeaky bum time, you don't be changing up the team too much. Whoever's playing well remains in the side and things like that. I don't necessarily see that. I do believe Arsenal want to win stuff way more than us fans give them credit for, but I need to see tenacity, application, desire, downright passion and consistency. Now, in regards to Unai Emery's tactics and fitness levels and things like that, realistically, yeah, we can see the videos on YouTube, and we might, with every game we win earlier in the season, we'll praise that. With every bad thing, people will say Arsenal need to work on X, Y, Z. Realistically, we're not going to see the fruits of that labour until 10 games or so into it. We're not going to see it. We're absolutely not going to see it, and it's impossible unless you're unless you're a player, unless you're a coach and stuff in and around the squad. It's going to be impossible for you to quantify how much improvement that has made, and before it becomes obvious on the eyes. So it takes about 5-10 games, even more, a couple months to be fully fit, to fully understand tactics. Like, we can't be naive and think in just over a month these players that some have been brainwashed into a certain amount of thinking have had to unlearn bad habits. We can't expect them to learn everything tactically that Unai wants to improve and base his game upon. We can't expect them to know everything. We can't expect players to be positionally intact and defensively intact. But what we can expect is improvement. So my brain is telling me we're not going to get top four. My heart really wants it, and obviously I'd love to be wrong. Like, my opinions are not fact. When I look at the Spurs and the Chelsea squad, Chelsea didn't get it. Fair enough, Spurs did. But is there any much differential between them three squads? The difference is motivation. Yeah, you could say Spurs have Kane, and definitely their three centre halves are better than both of them. All options currently at either club. But is there much difference? Yeah, they've got Eriksen, and you could say Eriksen and Ozil and whatever. Is there any much difference between Ozil, Hazard, and Eriksen, more or less? Is there any much difference? Just Spurs were way more inspired than both sides. Spurs were on this thing. Pochettino on this thing. It don't matter if it was Son, Kane, Dele and Patches. Even guys, even Ben Davis was chipping in with a couple assists and that. They had application, and that's where Spurs. That's where it annoys me when people downplay Spurs, because that's a good side there. So there's that. Obviously, Liverpool finished fourth last year, I believe. But look at the signings they've made. Look at their signings. City are a class above everyone in the top six. And the only way City don't get top six is if people have found out somewhat how they want to play. Their players become marked players, and just consistency creeps into their game. Liverpool, I think they'll get second if they play how they can play with these new signings. But again, they've got their own questions to answer. United, if you go up on Jose's comments about how bad pre-season's been and players are missing, you wouldn't be confident about them. But they came second. At the end of the day, they grind out results, and at the end of the day, they've got a good defensive record, so they could probably still be in the top four. So yeah, that's City. I believe City, Liverpool, United, and probably Spurs do it at this moment in time in my head. Chelsea, their new manager remains to be seen. They're making some good signings allegedly with Golovin and all them, and Jorginho and all these guys. But if they let Courtois go and Hazard go, it's 2 steps forward, 10 back. And then obviously Kante and Willian are rumoured to go. I don't think Kante will leave. I think Kante is the one they're probably going to have to stay. Probably look at and say we've got to stay. Willian, they could sell him, but if Hazard leaves, again, then Willian's not in the same bracket as Hazard, but on the basis of bodies and things, it wouldn't make sense selling him. So Chelsea are much weaker. Like I said, my heart says fourth, my brain says we're getting fifth, sixth, unless something dramatic happens. Then obviously Europa League. I want to win Europa League. Of course I want to win Europa League. I mean, I don't think it's the most prestigious of cups. Nobody grows up wanting to win it, but it's a European trophy at the end of the day. Unai Emery's been around the block in that competition, and if the players meet him halfway, maybe we could go one better than we did last year of losing in silly circumstances to Atletico, because he's a seasoned vet when it comes to that. For me, what it boils down to is away games, consistency, not allowing. It comes down to defensive errors and minimizing them. It comes down to concentration, especially away from home, consistency at both home and away, tenacity, application, and just downright desire. I do think these players do want to win, but someone needs to provoke consistent motivation, as Wenger would say, within them. Ultimately, I need to see courage. You need to turn up in big games. I want to go into the Cities and Liverpools and Spurs and Chelseas and all of these games with a chance. I don't expect to win against the top 5 or top 6, however you want to class it, all the time. But what I would love to go in, which I haven't for years, is go in there with confidence that we're going to be like troops going into war. If we lose, we've lost to the better team. More often than not, we've lost games, especially to bigger teams, where we've shot ourselves in the foot. Look at United. You could say United at home, we played quite well, but we shot ourselves in the foot. You're doing half the job for these teams versus a thing where United came to our place, then they were the better players. And what more can you say? If a team's better than you on the day, what more can you say? If my team gives me all and another team's better than them, of course I'm going to be disappointed. But what more can you say? And that's not been the case. And you've also got to look at players when things aren't going well. Who's going to dig them out? Spurs got Kane, always about and doing them things. Chelsea, it remains to be seen if Hazard and them man stay. City got them in abundance. Liverpool do too. Obviously, you could say we've got Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, all these players, but it's down to enabling them to play the best football and have the system and them things there. And It's about a collective. I don't want to place just they're difference makers, but I just don't want to place responsibility on them. It's Ramsey who's got to score his goals. I don't think any of our midfielders score enough on a general basis. Our defenders have to take as much pride into clean sheets as our strikers do scoring goals. Collectively, we need to be on keeping clean sheets as much as we are on scoring them pretty Wenger ball goals. So I'm hopeful for top four. I will do another vid like this before the season starts, but at this moment in time, with pre-season underway how it is, I don't believe we're getting top four in my opinion. Again, I want to be wrong. My opinion is not a fact, but my brain is telling. I can't lie to you guys, can I? I can only give you guys my honest opinion, and I believe we have the tools to compete for top four. But certain things that I've spoken about in this vid have to be displayed for us to have any chance. Guys, deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out. Thank you very much for watching.